Sometimes you have to make meals with whatever you have on hand. So that's what we're going to do today. Stay tuned. Hi, my name is Katrina. Welcome to the Organixx channel, where we focus on healthy eating and make delicious recipes together in the kitchen. Today we're going to be making a cabbage and meatball dinner. I film these recipes a little bit ahead of time so that our Organixx team has plenty of time to do their editing and work their magic and make them look so great. Well, I'm sure that you've seen in the news the really bad snowstorm that hit Texas, which is where I'm at, leaving a lot of people without power and water and internet. So when I went to the grocery store to go get ingredients for a recipe, there really wasn't a lot to choose from. So what I've done is just taken what I already had, the ingredients I've already have on hand, and what I could find at the grocery store, which wasn't a lot, and I've created this recipe. So I haven't tested it out. Be sure to watch until the end and I'll give you my honest feedback. So let's begin. In a large skillet or pot over medium heat, add in 3 tablespoons of heart-healthy olive oil and heat it up for just a few minutes. 1/2 of a large onion that's been chopped up, which is about 1½ cups. These measurements don't have to be exact, and it really just depends on your taste, so you can always adjust these recipes to really fit what you're looking for. 4 chopped up garlic cloves, 1/2 of a tablespoon of curry powder, one of my favorite spices, and it's a great anti-inflammatory because it includes curcumin. 1/2 of a teaspoon of either pink Himalayan or sea salt, 1 medium-sized head of cabbage that's been chopped up, which is about 8 cups. Saute your ingredients for about 2 to 3 minutes, being sure to stir frequently. Next, let's add in 1 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes that have not been drained, so I want all of those juices. 1 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, the juice of 1½ lemons, which is about 1/3 of a cup. The next ingredient I'm going to add is optional. I'm going to add in 1 scoop of our plain organic bone broth protein, which is rich in collagens, amino acids, minerals, nutrients, basically the same great things that you would find in homemade bone broth. Last, let's add in 1 cup of filtered water. Stir together all of your ingredients and then bring to a boil. Reduce your heat to a simmer. While your sauce is simmering, in a large bowl, let's add in 1 pound of grass-fed ground beef. Next, let's add 1/2 of a cup of cauliflower rice. Now, I go to Natural Grocers and they have these amazing small bags of cauliflower rice that are frozen, which is what I'm using here. It's been thawed out, but I would imagine that either frozen or regular cauliflower rice should work just fine. We shall see. Or you can just use regular rice, cook or uncooked. I have a little cat in the background who keeps meowing if that's what you hear. It's the first day that we've had some real sun and warm weather, so she just keeps asking to go outside. 1 teaspoon of either pink Himalayan or sea salt. Last, I have 1/8 to 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, just depending on how spicy you want your meatballs to be. The next thing we're going to do is mix everything up really well with your hands. Shape your ground beef into 1 to 1½ inch wide balls, and then add your meatballs to your simmering sauce. Cover and simmer for about 45 minutes or until your cabbage is nice and tender. If you want a thicker sauce, simply uncover and then cook until you get your desired consistency. So maybe for about 10 to 15 more minutes. I know not all of you eat meat, and I want to make this recipe as accessible to as many of you as possible. So instead of making the meatballs, just add in your favorite vegetables Maybe broccoli or cauliflower, mushrooms are really great additions, or carrots. And in the beginning, when we sauteed up the garlic and onion and cabbage, just add in all of your vegetables at that time. Saute them up, and why we do that is because it really brings out the flavor. And then you add in, just like we did together, the tomato sauce and the diced tomatoes and the other few ingredients. Cover it up with your lid, bring it to a simmer, and simmer for about 45 minutes or until your vegetables are to your liking. So it really depends on what vegetables you're using and how large you cut them up. So you're just gonna wanna play with it and really see what works for you. Let's give this cabbage and meatball dinner a try. I really love how all of those flavors came together. The meatballs are delicious, and I love the lemony flavor of the sauce. It's really good. And then you can just serve this as is in a bowl, or if you want to serve this over maybe your favorite gluten-free noodles, you can get really creative with it and really just see what works for you. Give this one a try. Thanks for being with me today. Join me next week in the kitchen for another healthy dish. And be sure to subscribe to our channel so you stay connected. I'll see you next week.